Welcome back to another episode of Becoming Confident with me, your host, Cleopatra Williams. This is a place where I initiate raw conversations on what I believe contributes to you and is impacted by your self-esteem and your confidence. So if you are on your journey or you are ready to start your journey to becoming confident and you feel alone in the process, then this podcast is for you. If this is the type of content that you like, make sure you go ahead and hit the like button and also subscribe to the channel. So in today's episode, we are going to talk about how to go from feeling unimportant to feeling important, because there's so many people in this world that feel like a nobody. They feel inadequate. They don't feel like they have a purpose. They don't feel like an important person. And oftentimes that creates so much sadness within us and, insecurities and low self-esteem, confidence issues. So I'm going to show you how to go from feeling unimportant to feeling important. Let's get into it. Are you an important person? If someone was to ask you this question in your face, more than likely, you probably just sit there quietly because you don't know exactly what to say, because you don't necessarily think that you are. Or you hesitantly say, yeah, I think I'm an important person, right? With no confidence at all in that statement. I didn't feel important for so many years. And oftentimes when someone will ask me, what do you like about yourself? It was so hard to just give an answer because I didn't know what made me special. I didn't necessarily think of myself as someone who was important to know. I didn't see myself as someone who was just important of being here. And oftentimes we feel very inadequate. We feel like a nobody in this big, big world of so many people. We have that who are we syndrome, right? What makes me so special? However, in this episode, I want to break that type of thought, because the world is not really here to make us feel important. We don't necessarily have to make ourselves be important, because that is innate. We're important because we just are. You are God's highest form of creation, meaning that you were the most important thing that was created on this earth. So you don't have to do anything necessarily but be. And with that being said, being important and feeling important is two different things. Feeling important is sometimes more important than being important, because however you feel is going to shape how you show up, is going to shape how you experience your level of being. So for example, if you feel like you are an unimportant person, you are going to act like an unimportant person, meaning that you're playing small or you're letting other people disrespect you. You don't have respect for yourself, or you don't have boundaries. You don't put yourself first. You'll rather be unseen rather than seen because of that fear of what will people think of me. You won't put that much effort because who do you think you are, right? Who are you to show up? Nobody cares about you. Having a feeling of not being important will be you experiencing a lesser version of yourself versus if you were someone who felt important, right? As someone who feels important, they're going to want to leave their mark. They're going to gladly take up space because they feel like they're worth it. You'll understand that your presence and what you have to say and what you have to offer is important, and you don't allow people to disrespect you. And whether you feel important or unimportant, the actions that you take is going to affect your self-esteem. So how do you go from feeling unimportant to feeling important? The first way to go from feeling unimportant to feeling important is to find out why you are important. I said before that you are God's highest form of creation. Ask yourself this: do you not feel like you are more important than an animal or any other material thing that God created, right? That will be absolutely crazy to think that, right? So you yourself as a human being, you are important. You serve an important part of this world. Your presence alone serves an important part of this world. And sometimes you just have to understand that to the depth of it, because if human beings were just to disappear, what would this world turn out to be? So you as a human being yourself, you have to own that and say that I innately have importance because I am God's highest form of creation. And so that is up to you to seek and understand what makes you important. Then affirm yourself consistently. Always affirm yourself and affirm the importance of you. And it's time for you to stop allowing your importance to be limited based on the validation of other people. Because when you base your importance based on the validation from other people or certain things that you may have, versus if you understand why you're important and truly believe it, your feeling of being important is always going to go up and down. It's always going to be shaky because you don't have that firmness within you yet. And the thing is, social media, the likes, the follows, that doesn't determine your level of importance. How many achievements you have, that doesn't determine your level of importance. A college degree, that doesn't determine your level of importance. However, I'm not a fool to know that these type of things don't affect us because the amount of follows we have or the amount of likes and achievements, even though that doesn't give us a level of importance, it does impact the way other people see our level of importance, right? They determine, oh, this person may be special. This person must be important if she had this many likes, if she had this many followers, if she had this much achievements. But you have to remember, again, going back to why you're important, and you have to understand that this is innate, that it was already given to you because you are God's highest form of creation. You don't have anything to do. You could be out here living your best life, girl, because we don't got time for that, right? So it's time for you to just understand and just be. Just be important because you are. And when you understand that, when you grasp that, you'll be able to just say, I am important and just be it. You have to remind yourself who you are based off whose you are. You are important. Your presence is important, but it's up to you to feel that. And with that being the first step, I do know that feeling alone is not enough because most of us want to know why we are here and what purpose that we serve. So my second way to go from feeling unimportant to feeling important is to do good work. Good work looks differently for everybody, right? For me, this is my form of doing good work. I love doing this. I love serving you guys. I love helping you build your self-esteem and your confidence on your journey, including my journey, right? I'm still on my journey. The journey never ends. And as I learn and as I develop, I also want to take you guys on that as well so that you can learn and you can develop. So this is my form of doing good work. Everyone has their definition of doing good work. And not only does it bring me like joy and fulfillment and bring me this sense of having a purpose, it contributes to the betterment of other people and women all around the world that I want to serve and want to help on their journey to building their confidence and their self-esteem. And even with that being said, I don't necessarily need any external validation to justify me doing good work, to make me feel important just by saying, oh, you're doing amazing. I don't necessarily need that because I know without a doubt that this is important, right? If I could just do a quick Google search and I type up confidence or I type up self-esteem, right? There's so many people asking questions. How do I build confidence? How do I do this? It's a clear sign of what I'm doing that serves an important purpose because there's so many people out there who struggle with self-esteem issues. So I don't necessarily need someone to validate that this is important work. I can validate that myself through research or just knowing that it feels good to me, right? So when you start doing good work, you have to tap into yourself and say, what feels good to me? What feels important to me? And it clearly serves importance to other people as well. Because normally it is for the betterment of other people when you're doing good work. And oftentimes you also feel fulfillment in that because let's be real, there's no point in doing good work if it doesn't bring you some type of fulfillment or joy. It makes you feel important when you know that, again, your presence serves an important part of the world. And this, in its turn, kind of signifies that you are important. Now, number 3, the third way to go from feeling unimportant to feeling important is to make yourself seen and make yourself heard. If you feel like there's something that's important that other people should know about, that other people should have, that other people should hear, show up. Show up even if you are scared. The more you show up, the more you start to realize that, yeah, people actually care about what it is that I have to say. Your people, right? Because we can't serve everybody, right? People are going to care about what you have to say. Some people are going to care about what you have to offer. And that's going to require you to stop hiding so that you can show up and you can leave an important mark. I spent years feeling like a nobody, feeling overlooked, feeling unseen. And that really hindered me from living a life that I desire. I desire to do good work, right? I desire to have a sense of purpose. But guess what? That required me to show up. That required me to step out and have some courage to be seen and be heard, to intentionally make myself seen and make myself heard, because I knew that that will help me feel important. So number 4 on how to go from feeling unimportant to feeling important is to learn new skills. Guys, listen, you are one skill away from your life changing. You are one skill away from adding value to a business or a company. You are one skill away from helping someone out. You are one skill away from someone paying you for what you know how to do and what you know. Because the more you know, the more you can do. And that can benefit you in your relationships, in your career. So having a growth mindset, having a mindset that you want to learn skills is super crucial to starting to feel important, because the more you know, the more value you have to bring and the more value you feel like you have to offer others. A lot of times you just may not feel like you have much to offer because you just haven't taken the time to learn new skills, to develop new skills, highly valuable skills. That's going to make people feel like you have something important to offer. Not you being an important person, but maybe your skill set, your knowledge being important. Number 5, the 5th way to go from feeling unimportant to feeling important is to make yourself feel important. Treat yourself as an important person. Kind of how you would treat someone who you feel like is important, right? It could be like your boyfriend or your girlfriend or a really close friend, a family member, a celebrity, right? How would you treat this person because you feel like they're just so important to you? How would you treat them? I'll give you some examples. You would commit to that person. You'll be honest and respect that person. You will be intentional and show that you care. You will prioritize that person or thing. You will take good care of them. And so I challenge you to do the same for yourself. Take good care of yourself. Respect yourself. Be intentional with showing care to yourself. Taking care of your body, self-care, right? Commit to yourself. The things that are important to you. What are the things that you want to do, that you want to try? Commit to that because you are important and you're treating yourself as an important person. And oftentimes, like, we're waiting for people to treat us important with that external validation to say you are important. It's going to make you feel good. But listen to this. Nobody is going to treat you more important than you treat yourself, right? So first things first is that you need to learn how to treat yourself as important because you are. It is your responsibility to make yourself an important person and then have people reflect that to you because people are going to treat you as you treat yourself. Number 6 way to go from feeling unimportant to feeling important is to act as if. If you listen to a few of my previous episodes, you know that I'm all about writing out who your most confident self is. So the same concept is because you want to get into this state of being. Who is your most confident self? And start acting as if. What would the person look like, act like, be like as someone as important? If you visualize yourself as an important person, write down that person. How would she act? How would she speak? How would she show up? And you start to act as if. You have to start acting as if now before you even feel ready, before you even feel important, because you have to become it before you can become it. And so I do hope these tips help you go from feeling unimportant to feeling important. It's very small steps, but trust me, it's going to make a difference. If you really enjoyed this episode and it's been helping you, make sure you go leave a rating and review on Spotify or Apple Podcasts so it can reach and connect with other people who are on their journey to becoming confident as well. If you are watching on YouTube, make sure you go ahead and hit that like button and leave a comment to let me know what you think. And also hit that subscribe button as well. That is it for this episode. And until next time, guys, bye.